Hi, it's Shane from PlantBasedRunner.com, and today's video is going to be about 10 ways to keep that dream gig. Number 6, don't forget you're representing the artist 24/7. Man, this is important. A lot of people forget this. Put yourself in the place of an artist. You're hiring a bunch of people to go out there, play your music, and make you look great. And a lot of people think, okay, I'm out there. When I'm on stage, I'm on the clock. And when I'm off stage, it's my time. And that is true. Unless, you have, like I say, you have to catch a bus, a plane, lobby call, you're rehearsing, all that stuff. Of course, that is part of the deal when you're on tour. But I've seen so many people get done a gig, and of course you're excited when you're done a gig, and it's a really good gig, and you want to go out and celebrate a bit. So you go out, and I've seen people cause a lot of problems. And here's the problem. It's never you that it's reflected on. If you're going out and causing a ruckus or whatever, being a jerk, people don't, in my situation, people don't go, oh, that Shane, he was such a idiot last night. Oh, he made a fool of himself, blah, blah, blah. They don't. What they say is, the artist name. So it's so-and-so's bass player that made a total fool of himself last night, or, whatever. So even though you're the one that's being the idiot, it reflects on the artist, because chances are, unless you're in a band where everybody knows everybody's name, if you're a side person, you're representing that artist. So anything you do reflects back on that artist. And the opposite is true. I've had people talk about, oh, so-and-so's guitar player is such a nice guy, or wow, he was great, or he did this kind thing, or whatever. But most of the time when it's bad, it reflects on the artist. And I've seen people fired because of that, because they got out of hand, because they maybe, whatever, they did something stupid, and it reflects on the artist. So that artist's name is tarnished a bit. And in this day and age of cell phone video and social media, it's hard to, you don't get to make mistakes because it spreads like wildfire. And if you're misrepresenting the artist and you're out there not using your head, that'll get back to the artist, that'll get back to management, and chances are you'll be on the next plane home and lose that gig. So remember, it's okay to go out and have fun and blow off steam and all that. Just don't get out of hand, because that gets back to the artist, gets back to management. And chances of you surviving a stupid act while on tour, or even just on a one-off show, is pretty slim, because you, like I say, you can damage an artist's reputation pretty quickly. So go have fun on your time off, but don't be an idiot. Number 7, leave your baggage behind. Now, I'm not talking about your baggage for the airport with your clothes and everything in it. I'm talking about if you're having hard times or you're having a problem, don't make it everybody else's problem. Again, there's a time and a place for that. And I find in a band situation, you'll find people that you can talk to if you need to. And I mean, if you need to talk, find someone to talk about things. But there's always those people that bring all their baggage with them and decide to make it everybody else's problem. And everybody's going through stuff. And listen, an artist, let me tell you, while you're sleeping, they're up early doing radio interviews and TV interviews and acoustic shows, and they're fielding calls from management, and they're fielding emails that they got to take care of and all that. And then if you come in and start complaining about your life or about whatever, you're just adding more baggage to that. And again, everybody has things that happen, and everybody goes through rough times, and there's a time and place to talk about that. And there are people that you'll find that you can talk to about that. Like in a lot of the acts I play with, there's always going to be that one person that you can kind of, get together in a hotel room after a show or something and just vent or talk about things, and it's cool. But when you come guns a-blazing about every problem in your life, right off the bat, listen, everybody's got problems. So just try to keep all that at bay. And if the time is right to talk about it, you'll know. And if not, well, don't make it other people's problems. If you want advice, I'm sure you can ask, but that constant bombardment of my life is awful and this happened to me and that happened to me, you're going to drive a lot of people away. And like I say, especially an artist or a road manager, man, they're dealing with a lot on a daily basis. So just try to keep that stuff at bay and find your opportunity to, if you need help, to reach out. But man, everybody's got stuff going on, and you're not the only one. So if it's important, of course, talk about it. If it's not, if the spouse or the kids or whatever are driving you nuts, that's life. You don't need to go on about it. So anyways, just be wary of that, because that gets tiring really fast. Number 8, learn to read personalities. Man, this is a good skill to have. You get a bunch of people together. It's different if you're a band that started out from the start, but if you get a bunch of sidemen together and you're on a gig, like I've been hired for tours where I've never met the players before until rehearsal. And a great skill to have is how to read personalities, because you're going to pick out people that you can joke around with, maybe people that have fragile egos that you can't joke around with. You're going to find people that you can talk to, some people you can't talk to. And importantly, you have to start reading when people need space or when they don't. And that's a really, really valuable thing to have, because, if you're a personable person and you always like to be around people and always want to talk, well, there are people out there that sometimes need their space. And you have to kind of learn how to read the signs, and some people just can't. Some people just blaze on through, and when somebody needs to do their walk by themselves or sit in a room and quiet and, for their own mental health, and you're always on them, and it's like you go for a walk with them when they want to walk alone, you go for coffee with them when they want to go coffee alone. Learn to read people's personalities. That's huge, because I just find that sometimes if you're overbearing, people are going to avoid you, and that's never a good thing on a tour, because you end up, even if you don't know that right at the start, you'll end up figuring it out that people are avoiding you, and there's a reason. So a cool thing is to always err on caution and give people room, and soon enough you'll figure out everybody's idiosyncrasies, where you can read whether they want time by themselves, they don't want time by themselves, they want to talk about something, they don't want to talk about something, they want to hang out, they don't want to hang out, and just learn how to read that. And don't take it personally if they don't want to hang out, because everybody at some point needs their space. So that's an important thing, because you can get on someone's nerves really quick if you don't learn to read the signs. Number 9, suck it up, stop complaining. I've seen so many players get on a gig and all excited, and then they realize that it isn't as much fun as they thought it was going to be. Well, guess what? You signed up for it. Just do the gig. Don't complain all the time. Everybody will avoid someone who complains all the time, because it's taxing. It's an energy drain. Don't do it. Sure, I mean, there are things that if someone's treating you badly, of course, discuss it, talk about it. But you know what? If your food wasn't good, don't complain. You're on the road. You're playing music for a living. if your hotel is crappy, well, guess what? You got a hotel. You're not sleeping in a van. I've done that so much in my life. You know what? Of course, there are going to be things that aren't up to par, or things that you think um, are lacking. And you know what? Just learn to deal with them and suck it up. I mean, sure, if you're being taken advantage of, or you feel that you're being taken advantage of, or you feel like something's wrong, of course, bring that up. But so many people complain about every little thing about a gig, and they forget that they're playing music for a living. They're not digging a ditch. There are infinite amount of people who would trade places with you instantaneously because you're doing what you love. And I always think, even on a tour or a show where there are problems, like I say, accommodation, food, all that is big. Local crew, things like that can really stress you out. You're still playing music for a living. You can't complain about that. And people are paying you to play your instrument. It's all perspective. Don't get caught up in how you think you should be treated and the whole star thing. A hotel room is a bed and a TV and a bathroom. I mean, as long as you got that, there's nothing to complain about. And you know what? A bad meal is a bad meal. They happen. And if you're on a bigger tour, bad catering is bad catering. You know what? It's just part of the whole thing. Uh, yeah, you can you can talk about how bad your meal was or whatever, but don't go on about it, and don't go on about every little thing. Just be thankful you're playing music, and complain about the big things. Leave the rest behind, because everybody, like I say, everybody else is dealing with stuff. Don't add to their problems. Okay, number 10, last but not least, be nice to people. I cannot stand, especially a restaurant, let's say, going out for a meal with the restaurant, and there's always that one person in the band that complains to the waitress about this and that, or doesn't tip, or whatever, or berates hotel staff because they don't have enough towels, or, whatever. Listen, be nice to people. You know what? These people are working hard. They're not making a lot of cash. Uh, Maybe they're having a bad day. You just don't know. And and to it drives me nuts when people take the low road and complain about every little thing, or be hotel staff, restaurant staff, catering, local crew. When people just treat them like garbage, it drives me crazy, and it reflects back on you and your whole band and your artist and everything to do with that. Um, don't be mean. I mean, there's enough negativity in the world right now that you don't need to add to it. Um, Crappy meals happen. Crappy service happens. Uh, you have no idea what that person is going through that day. And yeah, maybe they're terrible at what they do. Err on the good side. Be nice and be complimentary, and try to find something good in everything. And don't constantly complain. Um, Listen, you might be the side person for the biggest act in the world. That's no excuse to be mean to people. That's no excuse not to be kind. Um, it goes a long way. And you know what? You might just, by being kind, you might just brighten that person's day and get them through that. Whereas if you're angry at them and berate them and stuff, that's not going to help the situation. And a lot of times I just see egos get out of control. So please be kind. It goes a long way. It means a lot to people. Okay, that was our 10 things to help you keep a gig, and hopefully some of those helped you, and hopefully they opened your eyes to a few things, and hopefully if you follow them, they'll help you keep your dream gig, or help you keep that gig that's going to keep getting you climbing that ladder to your absolute perfect gig in the world. So just follow some of these along, follow them all along, take them to heart. Like I say, they all come from experience of stuff I've done, and also stuff I've seen other people do. And I just want to see you keep your gig. and keep your reputation and just be a nice person. Okay, there we go. See you on the next video. Hey, if you like this video or any of the others I've done, hit that subscribe button. And if you're looking for bass lessons, head on over to my website, plantbassrunner.com. Go to my contact page, send me a note. We'll work something out. Thanks for watching.